Section 5, Appendix A.1 U.S. Units of Measure with Proportions. Okay, the first thing you have to know is these common conversions of U.S. units. So take a look at this chart and make sure that you understand and remember these conversions. Since the units are different, these will all be represented by rates when we do the proportions. Okay, I'll keep the chart up and visible, but just realize when you do these problems on an exam, this chart will not be there, and again, you're going to have to know these unit conversions. Okay, these are very simple if you know your unit conversions, because all we're going to do is set up proportions. And so the key thing is when you read the problem, so for example, this problem here, we have 18 cups, and they ask how many pints. And so what we want to do is find the conversion of cups and pints. So we go up to our capacity here and we see this conversion factor right here. 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. Since the units are different, our first rate will be 1 pint, and we got to put the units, because it is a rate, 2 cups. Okay, so we put the conversion factor as a rate in the first rate in the proportion. The second part of the proportion will be the what's been given and what's been asked. So we've been given 18 cups. Well, we have cups on the bottom, so we'll put our 18 cups on the bottom. We're asked how many pints. Well, pints is on top, and so there's our proportion. And as we've seen, solving a proportion is very easy. We'll do the cross multiplication. As always, 2 cups times x, that's going to be 2x. And then do the cross product in the other direction. 1 times 18 is 18. Divide both sides by 2. And then x would be equal to 9, in this case, pints. You can check your answer by plugging 9 in for x and doing the cross products and verify that they are in fact equal. Okay, let's do another one. Here we have 30 inches, and they ask for how many feet, so we want to look for the conversion between inches and feet. That's a length, so we come up here and we find this conversion, which you really should already know. And so let's go ahead and write that as a rate. So 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. Again, keep your units. And then the second part of the proportion will be what was given. Well, we're given inches, 30 inches. Inches is on the bottom, so we'll keep inches with inches. And they're asked for how many feet. Feet is on top. And then we just do the cross products as we've solved all these proportions. So 12x, when I do this cross product, is equal to, and then 1 times 30 is 30. And then do the division. X would be equal to 2.5 feet. Again, you can check your answer by plugging it in and seeing that the cross products are equal. A couple more examples and we'll be finished, because this is a very easy section as long as you know your conversion units. So here we have hours and minutes. Okay, so we go to our time and look at hours and minutes. Well, everybody should already know this, that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So I'll go ahead and write that as a rate, 1 hour, 60 minutes. And then do the other part of the proportion. I've been given the hours, 3.25. So I'll put that on top. Since hours are on top, they're asking for minutes. I'll put the x on the bottom, since that's where the minutes are. And then do the cross multiplication. Okay, well, 1 times x is x, so I'll just have an x without any division. And the other cross multiplication is 60 times 3.25, which works out to be 120. minutes. And that would be your final answer. You can check it by verifying the cross products are equal. And finally, just one more. We have yards and feet. So for length, we look at our conversion factor for yards and feet. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, so I'll go ahead and write that as a rate. Okay, I've been given yards. Yards are on top, so I'll go ahead and put the 16 on top. They're asking for how many feet. Feet is on the bottom. And then we do the cross products. 1 times x is x, and 3 times 16 is 48. So your final answer is 48 feet. That concludes this section.